Well, hey, folks, and good evening. Welcome to the More Summer 2020 Adventures Day 78. It is September the 11th, 2020. And as I said last night, 9/11, 19 years ago. Just remembering those that we lost and those that we've lost. Not only then, that day, 2,997, I think, is the account. That includes Pennsylvania, the Pentagon, the two planes, and the towers. Okay, actually, I should say the four planes. But and then those that we've lost due to illnesses because of cleaning up the mess, the first responders and all of those, and then our military who have been in wars, basically since then, taking care of world terrorism. So just thank you to those who have lost family members. My prayers for peace and comfort are for you. I know that you will never fully recover from your loss, be it military or be it on that day, 9/11. But also, my prayers for my brothers and sisters in the military who are still battling with wounds, mental and physical. Okay. And so, 9/11. Let's never forget. Okay. Hey, folks. Today we did a couple different things. They've got what they call a Pioneer Town here in Cedar Edge, and it's basically a mock-up, if you will, of the old Pioneer Town of the West. All right. There's 23 different buildings that make up this museum, and it was cool. I hope you enjoy the pictures that we took. All right. And then we went to the Mesa today. We went to Grand Mesa today. Got considerably further than we did yesterday with the snow. All right, there is snow on the ground. I got pictures of that. I got pictures of me in the snow. All right, but not driving in the snow. Drove in the mud. Oh, the Jeep. Yeah, it looks like I've been mud bugging. It was fun. Some of the roads were considerably rough. I'm glad I had a Jeep. The wife made a comment when we were coming back down one of those roads. She goes, you wouldn't have taken my edge on this road. So that's why we got the Jeep. But all that being said, it was a good day. We had a good time. We saw, there are, I believe, 14 lakes on Grand Mesa. And we went to 3 of them. Just in close vicinity. But we also went, and this was really neat because we went to one of the lakes called Island Lake, and we went into this campground and parked and was walking, and I heard water. And Chrissy says, "No, that's the wind." I said, "Mama, look at the trees. There is no wind." And then we found the stream, okay, and it was an outlet stream from Island Lake. So we walked a little bit further thinking we'd get to it, and we saw it in the campground whose picnic tables were closer to the stream itself. So I said, well, let's go back and we'll drive around. Long story short, we drove back around and tried to get in closer. We couldn't. But coming out, the camp host was there. And he, I don't know how he got it in there, but he had a fifth wheel backed up in there, and he was the camp host, right? And we talked for a visit, for a little bit, and had a good visit and gave us a lot of information. And he told us about the observatory. Now, the observatory was built, I think, in 1938 by the CCC, which was, the Civilian Conservation Corps, formed by FDR, because and what it was a lot of, in fact, the road, sometimes it's called Land's End Road now, but prior to that it was called Veterans Road, because this is during the Depression. This is post World War One, prior to World War Two. All right, and he passed a bill. He got Congress to pass a bill that would allow the World War One veterans to sign up for the CCC. So and put them to work. Okay, good idea. And so the majority of the individuals that built the observatory were veterans, and thus the name Veterans Road. Well, now it's called Land's End Road, but a little bit of history there that I learned today. All right, but the observatory was built in 1938 by the CCC. It's no longer in service, but the building still stands. We got pictures of it. But you look down, I mean, it's around 10,000 feet in elevation, okay? And it looks over the valley and Grand Junction. Grand Junction is 5,000 feet below us, all right? Awesome. Now, I'm not one for heights. Chrissy is definitely not one for heights. She doesn't like getting to the edge. When we're driving on the road and I'm on the edge, she don't like it, okay? And she lets me know in a calm manner, like, honey, get away from this edge.
I do not.
She does. Maybe it's just, honey. But, I try to stay from there. But anyway, I went out to the edge, and she was sitting in the Jeep, and she didn't like that, But we went to the observatory there, and they had a rock wall. Oh, excuse me. And so she was able to get a little closer to the edge than what she normally would, and look down. Not straight down, but look out and down. All right. But I'm getting to where I can't look straight down either, so, it's all good. But we did get some good pictures, and I got some pictures of the lake. A lot of cattle up there. It's open range. And we saw probably 3 or 4 different brands on the cattle. Of course, the yearlings, young calves, for some reason, I don't know if they just go to ear tags now or what, but a lot of the young calves weren't brand. And I always thought that they did the branding and cutting in the spring, but maybe not. But anyway, there was, there was the Raber cow camp there with two cabins that the early settlers and ranchers used for their spring and fall roundups. But it was just a good visit up there. A lot of nice pictures. Trees are changing color now, and so we got some good pictures of those. And I say the only wildlife that we actually saw was a couple of chipmunks and whatnot, and then of course, the range cattle, which are basically wild, but they're not considered wildlife, right? But then we got back into close to Cedar Edge, and we took the old Grand Mesa Road, and it was mud, okay? And we went about 3 miles into it, and on the way back, we saw a couple of deer there among the aspens, so we got some pictures of that. But really, that was the only wildlife that we saw all day long. There were a few folks out fishing on the lakes, even though it was cool, but, And then, we stopped by a local place here that was, apple and peach farm. Oh. Excuse me, folks. This altitude, I guess. Or maybe it's just because I got a full tummy and it's time for a nap before bedtime, right? Or actually, it almost is bedtime. But that being said, folks, it was a good day. And speaking of good things, here's a good scripture, especially for today. All right? Not just 9/11 because what happened 19 years ago, but what's going on in our country today. There's a lot of wounds. There's a lot of hurting. Okay? And so today's scripture is really apropos. So it is Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up the wounds. And of course the short version is he heals the brokenhearted and binds their wounds. Psalms 147:3. And isn't that really the truth? Most of us if not all. When we came to Christ, we were broken, we were hurting, and we were definitely not in a sound condition, mentally or physically. Okay? And, a lot of us had a broken heart, had a broken mind, okay? And definitely had a broken body, and he bound it all up. And he healed the brokenhearted and bound up our wounds, And I am so grateful. I'm so unworthy, truly so unworthy of the grace and mercy that God has shown upon me and my family, and the most is by giving his son as a sacrifice for my sins. He without sin died for those with sin. Okay, so hey folks, tomorrow's another good day. We're gonna have to take care of some household details like laundry. But we are planning on taking another small trip, so hopefully we'll have some pictures. I mean, if we go, great. If not, well then, folks, you just won't have no pictures. That's all. Okay, but I will have a video tomorrow. God bless you. Y'all be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night now.